A few miles from Boston, in Massachusetts, there is a deep inlet winding several miles into the interior of the country from Charles Bay, and terminating in a thickly wooded swamp or morass. On one side of this inlet is a beautiful dark grove. On the opposite side, the land rises abruptly from the water's edge into a high ridge on which grow a few scattered oaks of great age and immense size. Under one of these gigantic trees, according to old stories, there was a great amount of treasure buried by Kidd the pirate. The inlet allowed a facility to bring the money in boats secretly, at night, to the very foot of the hill. The elevation of the place permitted a good lookout to be kept that no one was at hand, while the remarkable trees formed good landmarks by which the place might be easily found again. The old story adds, moreover, that the devil presided at the hiding of the money, and took it under his guardianship. But this, it is well known, he always does with buried treasure, particularly when it has been ill-gotten. Be that as it may, Kidd never returned to discover his wealth, being shortly after seized at Boston, sent out to England, and there hanged for a pirate. Tom and his unloving wife were always butting heads and constantly keeping secrets. One day, Tom decided to take a shortcut through the swamp.
What are you doing, Peabody's land?
Peabody's land? This isn't Peabody's land. I practically gave him everything that made him known. Look at all these trees. Do you notice the names on them? They are all the names of all the noblemen in town.
You must be old Scotch.
Yes, at your service.
Oh, I must be going now.
No, wait. There is treasure. Don't you like treasure? But there's one condition.
How do I know it's real?
Tom went back to his wife to tell her what he saw.
Wife, guess what I saw today?
What again?
I met with Old Scratch and he offered me treasure, but I knew there was something sketchy about it, so I didn't take it.
What the f***? Why didn't you take it?
I told you, because it was sketchy.
I'm going there. Just now you.
Tom hadn't seen his wife for days, so he went to look for her himself.
Wife! Wife! Where you at? Oh, there's her apron. She's gone. Oh well. Old Scratch?
Yes.
Yes. I would like to take that offer now.
Okay, I will tell you the location, but you will have to be at my full service. You will have to become a slave trader.
No way! How about I use my parsimony to make myself a usurer?
Fine, but you must be very, very greedy. Charge 2 cents per month.
Sure, I'll charge 4.
At this propitious time of public distress did Tom Walker set up as a usurer in Boston. His door was soon thronged by customers, the needy and adventurous, the gambling speculator, the dreaming land jobber, the thriftless tradesman, the merchant with cracked credit, in short, everyone driven to raise money by desperate means and desperate sacrifices hurried to Tom Walker. As Tom waxed old, however, he grew thoughtful. Having secured the good things of this world, he began to feel anxious about those of the next. He thought with great regret of the bargain he had made with his black friend, and set his wits to work to cheat him out of the conditions. He became, therefore, all of a sudden, a violent churchgoer. He prayed loudly and strenuously, as if heaven were to be taken by force of lungs. Indeed, one might always tell when he had sinned most during the week by the clamor of his Sunday devotion. He grew scared, bringing Bibles and praying zealously.
Please, Jesus, save me.
Tom was a man of no mercy, but in his old age he decided to loosen up.
Please, Tom, we've been friends for so long. Give me another month.
No, I've given you one already. Pay me in full now, or never mind. I'll give you some mercy.
He stepped out to see who was there. A black man was holding a black horse, which neighed and stamped with impatience.
Tom, I've come to get you, for you have not fulfilled the duties I've asked.
The black man whisked him like a child into the saddle, gave the horse a lash, and away he galloped, with Tom on his back, in the midst of a thunderstorm. The clerks stuck their pens behind their ears and stared after him from the windows. Away went Tom Walker, dashing down the streets, his white cap bobbing up and down, his morning gown fluttering in the wind, and his steed striking fire out of the pavement at every bound. When the clerks turned to look for the black man, he had disappeared. Trustees were appointed to take care of Tom's effects. There was nothing, however, to administer upon. On the searching of his coffers, all his bonds and mortgages were reduced to cinders. In place of gold and silver, his iron chest was filled with chips and shavings. 2 skeletons lay in his stable instead of the 2 half-store of horses. At the next day, his great house took fire and was burned to the ground. Such was the end of Tom Walker and his ill-gotten wealth. Let all gripping money brokers lay the story to heart. The truth of it is not to be doubted. The very hole under the oak trees whence he dug Kid's money is to be seen to this day, and the neighboring swamp and the old Indian fort are often haunted in stormy nights by a figure on a horseback in morning gown and white cap, which is doubtless the troubled spirit of the usurer. In fact, the story has resolved itself into a proverb, and is the origin of that popular saying so prevalent throughout New England of the devil and Tom Walker.
Look at all these chickens! Oh yeah!